Why, hello there, Matthew.
Why are you showing me anime?
It's retro-inspired visual draw. I'm from the top. Hello there, Matthew.
Why are you showing me anime?
This isn't anime. This is hand-drawn retro art.
Flirt with her. Yes, there you go. You flirted with her. Good.
That's kind of why I started where I did, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to miss out on the one opportunity this game gives me to flirt.
Look at that smirk. She's into you and your weird shaved head and face.
My really, really white Asian face. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're supposed to be Asian, right?
Yeah,
Oh god, what happens?
So this game is really interesting, and I wish it was better. I wish it appealed more to me. I guess we'll discuss reasons why in a bit. But so this game starts out, your spaceship is on the way to another planet, and then it mysteriously crashes on this planet, which is a fucking hellhole, like a toxic waste with no breathable atmosphere.
Is it Mars?
No, it's I don't remember what the code is, but you eventually end up calling it Ares. You can change the name if you want, but I went with the default Ares, so...
Austin Ares?
Absolutely. So this is like part survival game, part visual novel. You'll know, understandable why I bought it.
It's like... It just reminds me of like a Flash game.
It's, I mean, you could probably do most of this in Flash, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure I've played Flash games just like this.
Yeah, it's, they cite King of Dragon Pass, Banner Saga, those kind of things. Had I known they cited King of Dragon Pass, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because I think that game is shit, but that's another story. And it's actually really interesting, like... this might surprise you, I don't like a lot of visual novels. Multiple reasons.
Shock horror.
Well, a lot of them boring, aren't they, you know?
Well, what visual novels have you played?
Like, a lot of ones that promise me one thing and give me a lot of text about, like, some person's childhood instead. You know the kind I mean.
You want to see dicks, instead you get, like, actual story and character development.
I don't want to wait, you know. Story to dick quotient is always too skewed in the direction I don't want.
I mean, like, I've played plenty of visual novels. I even did videos on some really bad ones. The only visual novel I ever completed was Kadowa Shoujo, and I loved that thing.
Yeah, but again, that's like, you know, that story with a bit of weirdness, isn't it? I mean, that we can't get into Kadowa Shoujo here, because it always freaks me out.
The story is amazing. I love it.
Yeah. You tell me the story is amazing, and then I see, then you tell me about the weird anti-feminist dude, and I'm like, what? Really?
Oh, Kenji, yeah. He's really good. I bet there's no anti-feminist dudes in this.
The problem. Right, so this game is I kind of like it because the writing is there was an editor clearly in this writing, because it doesn't spend fucking reams of text on any one thing. Like, it's actually pretty concise, which I like.
Is it like straight to the point? Here, we're gonna throw as many sci-fi things as we can in this paragraph.
No, that's the joy of it. Is it like they make them sound like people who talk like people when they need to. It's like there's not reams of exposition about how a fucking nuclear reactor works. It's like, no, they tell you as if in a conversation they tell you the parts they want to tell you. It's pretty natural that way, which I enjoy. And yeah, there's like this whole like element of sending out your people to look for resources, and like you've got to manage the rations and stuff. And you're trying to keep your people alive is basically what's it. There are like main story things that pop up. I think there's a lot that depends upon your decisions. You can, for example, one of them is whether or not you install a reactor on your base, because it's a nuclear reactor, and early on you find a damaged nuclear reactor from your ship, and it very nearly kills you. So, there's some hesitation there, and like whether or not you do that will lead to different story scenarios. Problem is, this game is like really short, which isn't necessarily a problem in and of itself, but like the ending is kind of fucking terrible. Really? It's like you get to the end after about 2 hours and you're like this is a really cool concept, but it only ever gets easier, I guess, is the real problem. Like the first hour is a real slog of you trying to save your people, and then once you get a handle on things, it's just, you're away with it. There's no worry anymore. You don't need to worry about food because you've sorted that kind of thing out. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I know I wanted to stop playing it, and then the ending hit, and that's real terrible.
Really?
It's like an anime ending. but a bad one, where we're going to take half an hour to give you all this exposition that you don't need, introduce these characters you really don't need, and it's suddenly not at all about your survival. It's the worst.
Was it all a dream?
No, it's worse than that.
Does your crashed ship turn into a Gundam and attack some giant kaiju?
I wish it did. There's nothing that dynamic in here.
I'm trying to think of other anime-esque endings. I could think of like Attack on Titan. Does everyone just get eaten?
No. That would be better. If there was fucking like alien worms or something in this planet, that would be cool. There are not. Spoilers. There are weird medical things that happen, between your characters. So you can play as either this dude, this this Asian guy I'm playing as, Shen, we'll call him, or this other character called Lucy Carver, and she is like, she's like 30-something, 30-something white woman with this kid, and like Shen has a sister. So like, there's actual really quite different dynamics, but I don't think that matters. I didn't play the entire thing through with both characters, but there are differences. But I think it's just like difference of perspective more than anything else. Like weirdly, Shen is like in with the people, and Lucy's the mathematical genius kind of thing. So it's like one has different resource choices on this level, and the other one has like different dialogue choices. I mean, that's not quite right, but there are like differences to playing as the two characters. But the ending is so bad, I don't know that you'd want to play it through a second time.
I'm really interested in hearing about this ending.
I will tell you after we're done recording.
Alright, you don't want to spoil this amazing game?
No, I really liked it as well. And then, about 2/3 of the way through, it stopped being me surviving on this alien planet, I guess, and became something else. Really detracted from it. That's what I mean, where it doesn't matter that it was short, it's just that it didn't use that length particularly well in the end.
Yeah, usually visual novels take like 2 weeks of your life, it feels like.
Yeah, and like I would be happy. I would like, it's like, the old Way of the Samurai games, I think are the games I'm meaning, where, you will get through the entire game in like 4 hours, but you can play it through again and have a completely different scenario. That's cool, it's just so not worth it. But hey, we're not going to spoil that there. Check back soon.